Hey, what's going on everybody? Paul Tech here, and welcome to the full review of the CoolPad Canvas for Cricket Wireless. Now I like to kick off my full reviews with design and build, and I want to talk about the design to the front of the CoolPad Canvas first. As you can see up on top and working your way down to the bottom chin of the device, it almost looks like this has front firing speakers, or it does look like it has front firing speakers, but they're not. It's just the way it was designed to look like that, which I really like. Now to the right hand side, you do got your power button there, and to the bottom is the charging port. Now I'm not a fan of this placement with it being to the far right. I really like the charging ports right in the center. Now moving to the left hand side of the device, you're going to find your volume rockers right there, and this is an all plastic built device. Up on top you will find your headphone jack, and working your way to the back of the CoolPad Canvas, you're going to find a 8 megapixel rear facing camera. Right above the camera is a noise cancellation mic. You got your flash, Cricket branding, and CoolPad branding as well. Back-firing speaker on this. Now this does have some pretty good texture to the back of the CoolPad Canvas. One thing I really like about this device is the fact that you can remove the back cover, and that does give you access to your SIM card and a micro SD card for expandable storage, which is great. And you also get a removable 2,500 milliamp hour battery. Moving on to display on the CoolPad Canvas, you're getting a 5.5 inch HD 720p resolution display. It's a TFT LCD panel. You also get a notification light on this device, a 5 megapixel front facing camera, and capacitive buttons to the bottom. Now I've been using this device for a week straight, and phone calls have been coming in perfectly fine. I didn't suffer any type of drop calls in my time using this device. And the same thing with the messaging application. I really do like this keyboard here. You get all these great features, as you can see there, but the keyboard is very responsive, and text messages, I was able to send them out. I was able to receive the text messages here, and it's a very responsive keyboard. And another thing I really like about the CoolPad Canvas is the fact that you're getting a near stock Android experience on this device. I mean, yes, you do get some pre-installed bloatware from Cricket Wireless, but other than that, it's pretty much stock Android what you're getting on the CoolPad Canvas, and that is definitely how I like my devices to look. And like I said in the beginning of this review, this device is pretty much all plastic, but with it being all plastic, it does have a very light weight to it, and when you're using this device, it just feels and fits comfortable in your hand. The volume rockers, they're very tactile and responsive, and the same thing with the power button. Now when it comes to the one-handed operation on this device, you know, some might have a difficult time if you got small hands. It's going to be hard for you to reach across the display. It's pretty wide display, 5.5 inch. I mean, I can pretty much reach the status bar there. So just kind of keep that in mind. And pulling down the status bar, you'll see all your quick toggles you got there. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, flashlight, rotation, and you can also edit these quick toggles to your liking, as you can see there. So you got like data saver mode and a couple other options there. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump into settings here, because I just want to show you how clean and organized this looks. Like I said, it's pretty much like stock Android on the CoolPad Canvas here. Now you also get the option for mobile hotspot and tethering, so I know that is a feature some people like. There's no NFC on this device, so just kind of keep that in mind. Jumping into display here, you can see you got adaptive brightness there, and you also got ambient display, and those are two great features you get on the CoolPad Canvas. Let's go ahead and scroll down to storage here. So you do get 16 gigabytes of internal storage, but out of the box you get about 10 gigabytes. But like I said, you can remove that back cover and get access to a micro SD card, and you can actually format that SD card as internal storage. So that's something else that is great on the CoolPad Canvas. Now when it comes to your security options here, there is no fingerprint sensor, unfortunately. So what your features you have for security is swipe, pattern, pin, and password. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on from there. And as you can see, this is rocking Android 7.0 Nougat. So that is good that you do got this on a $40 device, 7.0 Nougat. And the CoolPad Canvas is also rocking the Qualcomm Snapdragon 425, clocked at 1.4 gigahertz. It also has 2 gigabytes of RAM. When it comes to multitasking, opening and closing applications, it does do an okay job, but what you want to do is keep the background apps to a minimum, because once you have a whole lot of apps open in the background, you will see some slowdown and some stutters, at least on my device. Now, a feature that I cannot get to work on my CoolPad Canvas, which was kind of disappointing, was the multi-window feature. here the dual window mode, where you can pretty much have two applications open at the same time on your display and use them both. For some reason, I cannot get that feature to work. So let me know if you have a CoolPad Canvas and you do have that multi-window feature. And moving on to outdoor visibility in direct sunlight with the CoolPad Canvas, it actually does a pretty decent job. I would say I have the brightness at about 75-80% right now, and I can pretty much see the display and use it. So let's go ahead and move on and talk about YouTube. Watching YouTube videos on the CoolPad Canvas, it's actually does look pretty nice with that large screen real estate, 5.5 inches. The highest quality you're going to be able to watch is going to be at 720p at 60 frames per second. Now this is not going to be, a very vibrant looking display. Colors do have a more cool and natural look, but since it is a large display, it does look pretty nice. And the backfiring speaker actually does get pretty loud. I would say louder than your average backfiring speaker on a device. Viewing angles are actually pretty decent on this display here. So YouTube video watching is actually a pretty decent experience. Moving on from there, let's talk about that 8 megapixel autofocus rear facing camera. Now shutter speed is actually pretty decent on this device. You got burst mode as well. And jumping into video recording, I also like the fact that you can pause and resume recording video. You can also take a photo while recording, and I noticed there's no type of optical image stabilization on this or electronic, so you definitely want to have a steady hand while recording videos. I would say you're going to get the best type of quality is when you're going to be in good lighting conditions, outdoors like I am right here. You can capture some good 1080p resolution video. You also get a pro mode on this as well. So I would say, it's a decent 8 megapixel rear facing camera. In low light conditions, expect things to get kind of grainy. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. But here are some photos taken on the CoolPad Canvas. Now I also ran the Geekbench 4 test for those that were interested in these numbers, and the CoolPad Canvas did score 664 single core score and 1,825 for the multi-core score. Now when it comes to gameplay, I did throw quite a bit of games at this device, from more higher intense frame rate games to more lower, and pretty much if you're into a game like Temple Run or you like playing Subway Surfers, the CoolPad Canvas can actually run these games very well. I didn't experience any type of issues, no overheating or anything like that. Now when it comes to playing a more higher frame rate intense game, more graphic intense like Asphalt 8, this is where I personally noticed some hiccups and stutters while playing this game. I mean, I was pretty much able to complete the races, but at least for me, I did notice some drops in frames here and there, so just kind of keep that in mind. And when it comes to these sensors on the CoolPad Canvas, it does have some of the sensors, but it's missing the gyroscope, the gyro sensor, and I know that is one a lot of people like to have. And when it comes to battery life is going to be different for everybody. It just depends on how you use your device, how often you're on it. But for me, I was averaging around 3.5-4 hours of screen on time, and again, I'm a pretty heavy user on my smartphones. But that's pretty much it. That is the CoolPad Canvas full review. $40 smartphone, pick it up at your local Best Buy. The prices might be different by now, but that's how much I purchased it for. I mean, you're getting a near stock Android experience here, removable back, battery, micro SD card expansion. Just remember, keep those background apps down to a minimum, and that should help with performance on this device. Well, if you guys enjoyed the review, please hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe for more future videos. This is Paul Tech, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.